Water is critical to what we do. You cannot grow food without water. So it's something that will always be a part of how we work here in the Imperial Valley.
The agricultural industry in the Imperial Valley is not just a stimulus to the economy, it is the base of our economy. And without water here, our valley would literally and figuratively become a dust bowl, which would lead to lost jobs and a terrible economic outcome.
The challenge that we as all farmers in Imperial Valley have is the ability to be flexible, nimble, and innovative in our practices, in our farming operations, and the willingness to go forward and understanding that the dynamic that we have in front of us is a tremendous challenge.
As a multi-generational family, I've always taught that how important water is for us to survive and for our whole family and our team of our business to survive. It's very important to us to make sure that we maximize our use of our water.
It's important to have a diverse board, a well-informed and educated board, to make these wise decisions so we're able to provide cost-effective water to everyone and cost-effective electrical energy to everyone. The Imperial Irrigation District was formed in 1911 by a vote from the Imperial County Board of Supervisors. This action took place at the request of the residents, the municipalities, and the farmers in the Imperial Valley to better manage, structure, and deliver the waters that come to the Imperial Valley after the devastating floods from 1905 to 1907. The IID's mission is to keep the water running and the lights on. We are in an irrigation district, but we also happen to be in the power generation, transmission, and distribution business. A priority involved at the Imperial Irrigation District are our water rights. Maintaining those water rights, securing those water rights into the future that are so valuable to all of us.
We just celebrated our 100th anniversary, and I think since the beginning, farmers in the Imperial Valley have been pioneers. We continue to be that on the water conservation side, also on new crops. Not only do we grow a lot of food and fiber here, but we're looking at renewable fuels. And I think that we're trying to do our part, not only in the farming side, but also in development and renewable energies. The IID is the largest contractor on the Colorado River, and we need to work in concert with other states and other users on the river to lessen the impact of the drought and hopefully have a secure water future for the entire Colorado River region. I think it's important to keep in perspective not only the Colorado River situation, but also the situation in the rest of California. The metropolitan area of Los Angeles, San Diego, Orange County are stuck in the middle of both the Colorado River system and the northern state system of the Bay Delta. So it's important that us, the Imperial Valley, understand the effects of all these water issues on not only California, but the Colorado River as a whole.
We work very well with the Imperial Irrigation District, their board of directors and their staff, trying to come up with methods to be more efficient and conserve water for the benefit of everybody in California and up the Colorado River. A lot of effort goes in on our part to meetings, sitting with directors and staff of the IID to try to find these methods that work for everybody.
Being a fourth-generation farming family here in the Imperial Valley, I was really brought up knowing the importance of water and how to use water and use it beneficially. We survive off this water, and it's not just us, it's everybody on the ranch, everybody on the farm, from the fertilizer company to the carton company to the tractor company. I mean, the extra jobs, not just on our ranch, but those dollars that go far, far beyond. All this food's going to homes throughout the U.S. You got transportation, you got distribution centers, you got warehouses. It's not just us here on the ranch, it's everybody in the United States it affects.
Here in the Imperial Valley, in so-called desert agriculture, we're completely dependent on water in order to support the crops that we're growing down here. Without the water, there are no crops, and therefore the industries wouldn't be developed down here that we have today. Beyond the production cycle itself off the farm, there's tens of thousands of jobs that are created because we have to handle these crops and push them into domestic and export markets. So without the water, there are tens of thousands of jobs that wouldn't be here in the Imperial Valley at all.
Productivity as a farmer is obviously key to the success of your business. But what's great is we were able to marry both water efficiency and productivity together with current technology. As farmers of the Imperial Valley, we are constantly utilizing technology so that we can use our water as beneficially and efficiently as possible.
The evolution of farming that has happened from where we're at today to where our forefathers were before has dramatically changed. Now it's all about conserving and utilizing the amount of water that you need to maintain your allotment for the practical and beneficial use of growing a crop.
The micro sprinklers we have are very water efficient. They have allowed us to save roughly 50% of the water need because you're only irrigating right around the tree. You're not having to irrigate the area in between the trees, which are used for harvest roadways and getting men and equipment, saving roughly 50% of our water in our efforts just to get better at what we do.
Farmers are looking to implement on-farm measures currently as part of the quantification settlement agreement. We are looking to become innovative in the way that we use water on our farms. New ways are always being explored. I think technology is alive and well in farming. It's important to keep in mind none of this is possible without the Imperial Irrigation District or the water that's delivered from the Colorado River. The IID system is unique in the sense that we receive water from the Colorado River on the All-American Canal. That water is distributed across 450,000 acres of fertile farmland. We are one of the most productive regions of all of the United States. With our plentiful sunshine and also the warm temperatures, we can grow just about any crop available.
Sometimes people forget about how important the Imperial Valley is to our domestic vegetable supply. Over 90% of the United States' winter vegetable production is from the desert Southwest, including the Imperial Valley. We're very important to our domestic food supply, and without us here, we'd be importing most of our vegetables. The right to this water, we think of it as a gift. You know, we take it very seriously, like someone gives you a gift. You know, we use it beneficially, we use it the way it's supposed to be used. Each and every day, we always look at our ranch and try to figure out how can we save water? How can we be more beneficial and use this water, the way it should be used? And I think that right now we're one of the most efficient irrigation districts in the world. That doesn't mean we can get better, and we're always going to try to get better because I think that's what we need to do.
I've been involved in this business for about 30 years now, and during that period of time I've seen farmers in the Imperial Valley be much more conscious of how they use water going forward. I think that they're going to continue to improve their utilization of this water because they all understand that it is a finite resource.
Growing up here in the Imperial Valley, you realize that we were once a desert, now we're a fertile garden. It provides the nation with fresh fruits and vegetables, be it organic or conventionally. I knew as a young boy, with my father and my grandfather, about how important water use was here and how to use this water beneficially to grow these fruits and vegetables we provide the nation with.
My great-grandfather came to the Imperial Valley in 1912 with his family, knowing there was an abundant water source and some of the most fertile ground in the world.
I was born and raised in Brawley. I live outside of Calipat. I've been growing citrus for about 24 years, and before that worked for other farmers here in the valley.
My grandfather came to Imperial Valley by way of the foothills of the Alps in Italy. I have 3 sons working with me now that are 4th generation.
Benson Farm started in 1932 with my grandfather Jack and his father Robert. Back in the 30s, there wasn't the ability to do a lot of the things we can do now.
Without the water that we have here in Imperial Valley, there'd be a shortage of food produced for sure. We're one of the largest counties producing food, and we provide a lot of jobs here. If you add that up amongst the farmers in Imperial Valley and the operations they run, adds up to a lot of employment and a lot of food produced in Imperial Valley.
You know, we've got second, third generation people working here, and it's not just employees, they're a family. I just talked to a gentleman the other day, and he's been with us for over 50 years. So I feel, you know, tied to the land as well as tied to the people that are here with us. It's not employees, they're a team.
During our busy season when we are harvesting vegetables, we can sometimes employ hundreds of people. Some of those workers have been here for over 3 generations, and we hope to continue that tradition as long as we can with constant water supply.
Benson Farms employs 40 to 50 people on a regular basis. Many are seasonal workers that come in the peak of the season, but we do also employ several outside contractors, and those outside contractors rely not only on Benson Farms but other producers in the region. They could have 100 to 500 people working on any given day.
Here in the Imperial Valley, livestock production is the largest single crop that is raised. And water plays a critical role there as well, because these animals need to have water off the Colorado River in order to sustain themselves. So that's another example of using water beneficially here in the Imperial Valley, as the livestock industry is a tremendous generator of economic activity for the region. Thousands of jobs involved, the consumption of local crops, and the production of meat and for the consumers here in the United States.
You know, one thing we take pride in is providing, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables for this nation. I mean, it's really special when you go to the East Coast and, you know, I could see that something was packed on our farm a week before, and you walk in a store in either Philadelphia or New York City, and there it is.
ID Board is a major employer in Imperial Valley. Good, steady jobs, part of the community. An economic engine into the Imperial Valley, providing very cost-effective water and power to get growth going down in our area.
None of this is possible without the water that flows from the Colorado River. It is the lifeblood of our community, and not only Benson Farms, but the entire Imperial Valley would not exist without the Colorado River water.
We have salty water coming down the Colorado River as it picks up salt going through the different states and eventually arrives here. We're the last ones on the river, and with our salty saline desert soils, it's a challenge to produce the crops we do.
Colorado River water has a high salinity. It's over 1 ton of salt per acre foot. So we have to be able to flush that through our farm system. In order to farm in the Imperial Valley, you cannot farm without a place to put that water. So the Salton Sea serves a critical part in the system of the IID.
The Salton Sea has traditionally served as a kind of microclimate out here unto itself. But as you can see, it's surrounded by not only geothermal development, but acres and acres of cultivated farmland. As the sea recedes and inflows are declining, that exposed playa, if left unchecked, would pose a great danger to the farmland from air emissions, which is why if you only do a piecemeal mitigation in fits and starts of the Salton Sea, then you expose the entire region and the agricultural community to an uncertain future. Some see the Salton Sea as just a problem to be worked around. We see it as a problem that needs to be fixed.
Power and water issues will dominate the future activities at the IID, regardless of who's on the board of directors. Specifically on the water side, we have a quantification settlement agreement, which involves water conservation and transferring water to the western coast of California.
The quantification settlement agreement was the vehicle that California used to live within its entitlement to the Colorado River. It was signed in 2003. It brings California in line with its 4.4 million acre foot annual entitlement, and it's been the linchpin for California not exceeding its apportionment. "10 years into this water transfer, the nation's largest water transfer, IID is frankly struggling with implementation. This water transfer relies chiefly on fallowing of farmland in the first 15 years.
Fallowing by far is the most controversial issue at the IID. We're taking ground out of production for a year, for 2 years, and it's negatively impacting our economy. It's negatively impacting our tenant farmers that have always been the backbone of the ag economy here in the Imperial Valley. Ideally, as we move in the future, on-farm conservation will be developed to meet the water transfer benchmarks, and the fallowing will diminish in its significant role that it currently holds.
The Salton Sea presents a ready-made platform for the district to offer up widespread development of geothermal base load energy and to make it available to off-takers throughout California. It would be possible for the state to derive all of its renewable portfolio from energy generated right here at the Salton Sea. IID, I think, has shown remarkable leadership with Imperial County in coming up with an affirmative plan that uses renewable energy generation as a platform for a smaller but sustainable restoration plan at the Salton Sea.
There is a water crisis in the southwest United States, Arizona, Nevada, and California specifically. And the IID agency knows that it doesn't stand alone in this region of the world.
I think in order to balance the needs of the entire Colorado River system, we just have to work and communicate aggressively with all the basin states and other water users and interested parties as well. We have an important stake not only in our future, but on the future of the river.
Working with our neighboring agencies, making the successes that we need to make, working on the successes that we've already made, will be at the forefront. We've taken the IID agency further into the future in a positive, smart direction on both the power and the water side.